Well, good morning. So I think this is the last one before, until next year, actually, because next week is Christmas and then New Year's, and then I'll be back. So we're working our way through Harville Hendricks's book and his wife's book, How to Talk with Anyone About Anything. And we were up as far as chapter 11, and the chapter 11 is about healthy brains. And you can ask the question, well, what does the safe conversation dialogue have to do with our brains? And apparently lots. How they say it can contribute to a more relaxed and healthier brain. And that statement does make a lot of sense to me, because for years I taught stress management at the college, Clair College. And we know that the stress response is an evolutionary response to danger. If there's, if a saber-toothed tiger runs at you, you'd better be on high alert or you'll be lunch. The stress response puts every molecule of our body on high alert, which makes sense, but you can't be on high alert 24/7. And it's well documented the detrimental effects of stress in today's world. High blood pressure, cancers, heart disease, that kind of stuff. And the problem, of course, is that our old reptilian brain, our old brain, doesn't differentiate between what the danger is. It just sees, it recognizes danger and it puts you on high alert. Pardon me. But generally, your partner's not out to kill you. Generally, so your old brain doesn't recognize that. It just senses danger and goes on high alert. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The safe conversation process gives couples a safe way to talk about issues, which removes stress and contributes to a more relaxed and healthier brain. As I forget who the author was, but says, after all, your home should be an antidote to stress, not the cause of it. And I would agree with that 100%. So that's one piece of the puzzle. Second piece, in the last 20, 25 years, we've known more about the brain than we did through neuroscience. And neuroscience tells us that our brains are organs that can and do change, and that how we choose to think and speak is part of that process. This process whereby the brain reorganizes and forms new neural connections is called neuroplasticity, and that term has been around for a while. So the authors go on to say safe conversations can work as a daily exercise for improving your relationships, which improves your emotional well-being, your physical wellness, and your brain. Our process, the safe conversation process, gives you the ability to harness the power of neuroplasticity. Our brain can change, all right? So they say to train your brain, you must focus on positive things, including problem solving and goal setting, instead of negative things like frustrations and setbacks. And I believe this too. What you focus on is what you get. You may have to think about that twice to get it. What you have right now is a function of your choice. What you have right now is a function of your choice. And this is why expressing appreciation and converting your frustrations into requests is so important. Remember, we've said that our brain has a negativity bias. For thousands of years, our ancestors lived in a pretty unsafe environment. And so if there's something unusual happened, their first reaction was it was dangerous. They had to. They didn't have the luxury of not expecting the worst from something unfamiliar. And the problem is our brains still work that way. We tend to, expect the worst. And obviously, Harville and Helen recognize that the brain is probably the most complex and complicated organ in our universe. But to simplify matters, they teach that the brain really has two parts, and they name that the crocodile brain and the wise owl brain. All right? And obviously, the function of the crocodile brain, our old brain, our reptilian brain, is to keep us alive and defend us from harm. So if it senses danger, it will respond with a fight, flight, or freeze response. And these are built-in mechanisms to protect us when we perceive danger, whether it's real or not. And again, the problem is it's okay for a little bit, but you cannot be on high alert 24/7. Practicing the safe conversation dialogue rescues you from the crocodile brain mode and invites you to think, feel, and operate from the neocortex, which we call the wise owl brain mode. When you mirror someone, you escape the negative energy of the crocodile brain and an unproductive my way or the highway attitude. Instead, you operate from the wise owl brain and tap into curiosity rather than self-righteousness. All right, so the whole chapter is simply saying that, yes, using the safe conversation dialogue has lots to do with our brain and helping it become healthier. When you feel seen, heard, and valued, your need is met. You feel loved and peaceful, or love and peace. When this need is not met, for example, you feel invisible, ignored, or devalued, you feel heartache. All right, so that was a chapter 11 on healthy brains, and then there's, I think, one more chapter and then the conclusion. So won't see you until 2025. So have a great Christmas, blessed New Year, and let's make 2025 a great year. Remember, we have some choice in that. I just saw that Terry Fox is going to be on the $5 bill, and I've always had a great saying: "It's not what you possess; it's how you use it." It's not what you possess; it's how you use it. And I use the example of Terry Fox. Young lad lost a leg to cancer, decided to run across Canada. Another young lad loses a leg to cancer. For me, life's not fair. They both possess the same thing, but use it quite differently. And the same with us. So going into 2025, we can't change anything that's happened to this state, but what we do from here forward, have more choice over. Okay. Have a great Christmas. Cheers.